What's going on? Mr. Allen here. We're about to graph this quadratic function here. It's in vertex form, but it's got that -1/2 as that lead coefficient in front of our binomial squared. My goodness, this is going to be crazy. All right, so I can at least get my vertex first, right? And that'll give me my axis of symmetry as well. So let's knock those two bad boys out. So I'm going to have, let's see here, -2, right? It's the opposite of what we see inside the parentheses there because it's x minus h, so it changes that sign. And then since it's plus k, it is what it is. So it's +1. Now my axis of symmetry is going to be that x coordinate, but as an equation of a vertical line, so x equals -2. I can go ahead and plot that if I'd really like. Let's just do it. Boom. There's my axis of symmetry. Woo woo. Let's get my vertex going. -2, 1. Boom, there it is. Look at that. We're just throwing things down like crazy. All right. Now I can get my y-intercept too, shall we? I think we shall. Let's do it. Let's go for it. So my y-intercept is going to have a 0 for my x-coordinate, right? As long as I have a 0 for my x-coordinate, it's going to be on that y-axis. That is true for any one of our functions. If it has a y-intercept, you can go ahead and just plug in 0 for x, and you'll find it. Okay, so if I plug in 0, I'm going to have 0 plus 2. Okay, that's 2. Squared is 4. 4 times -1/2 is -2. -2 plus 1 is -1. So I'm going to have 0, -1. There we go. 0, -1. There it is. Woo! Look at us go. Look at us go. All right. Can I reflect that point over? I sure can. And I'm actually going to make that pink as well to match, so I'm not changing too many colors here. All right. So we got 3 points. I usually like to have 5 total points when I'm graphing a quadratic so that I can get a nice picture, right? Otherwise, sometimes we make it like a V, like an absolute value, and we do not want that. So what other points can I use? Well, I can actually pick maybe a point that's just to the right of my vertex or just to the left of my vertex. How about I pick one that is just to the right of my vertex? That would be -1, right? And we can either use a little T-chart here, or we can just throw down some like ordered pairs. However you'd like to organize yourself. I'm going to go ahead and use a little T-chart. So if I got -2 and I've got +1 here, I'm going to plug in -1 next. We already know that we have 0, -1, which would mean that we have -3, then -4 is our other one, -1. Okay, so we've got everything that we already know plugged into our T-chart here. You don't have to do that. You can. So if I plug in -1, let's see here. We have -1 plus 2. That's 1. Squared is 1. 1 times -1/2 is -1/2. -1/2 plus 1 is 1/2. So we got 1/2 right here. 1/2. And the same is going to happen if I plug in -3. So if I have 1/2, I'm going to be right about here and here. So we're looking like a little bit different than some of the other parabolas that we've seen here. It's a little more like squished. It's called a vertical compression when you have a coefficient out there of 1/2. Okay, so when I connect all my dots, I've got just a little squattier looking, parabola here. Doesn't get as vertical as fast. Just a different look. Just got to put the numbers there. T-chart is the way to go if you're ever not quite sure. If you know some patterns and you're confident in them, go for it. But I always go with the T-chart. When in doubt, write it out. Hey, that was pretty dope. All right, see you guys later.